Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Colin Sarmento, and I'm the Director of Product at Initium SoftWorks. And we're here today to talk about our product, DatumSync. DatumSync is a cloud-based integration platform designed to eliminate data silos and automate data flows. In this quick demo, I'll show you how easy it is to build a data flow that syncs vendor data from SQL to OnBase without writing a single line of code. DatumSync is designed as a true multi-tenant application. When I log in, I immediately see all the tenants my user has access to. I can easily pin my favorites to the top for quick access, or I can hide tenants I don't need, making navigation simple and personalized. This is especially useful for partners or teams managing multiple environments. At the heart of DatumSync are data flows. These are pipelines that push and pull data between different business applications, either on a schedule or at set intervals. Here you can see a list of existing data flows for this tenant. Creating a new flow is designed to be simple and fast. So let's walk through how that works. Every data flow starts with an endpoint. Endpoints are created using either our pre-built gateways or our generic core gateways, giving you the flexibility to integrate just about any system. For today's demo, we'll sync vendor data from SQL table to an OnBase Unity form. This uses our core SQL gateway as the source and the OnBase gateway as the destination. I've already created the endpoints for this demo, but let me quickly show you how easy it is to configure one. You simply select the gateway you want, enter the configuration parameters, and that's it. No coding required. So for our SQL gateway, you give it a name, you provide it the connection details, and define your query to retrieve your data. This flexibility allows you to pull exactly the records you want. On the OnBase side, for our OnBase gateway, the setup is just as straightforward. You give it a name, you give it the connection information for your OnBase environment, a username, password. You can easily select a doc type or pick an OnBase custom query for retrieval, and then select whether you're going to do a retrieval or update. Now that our endpoints are ready, let's bring everything together here in the Dataflow Studio. This is where we actually build the workflow. Let's go ahead and click Create New, and then we'll first give our workflow a name. So this one is AP Vendor Sync, because we're syncing our vendors, so you want to give it a descriptive name so that it's easy to identify later. And then we have to select our entry point from the list of endpoints we created earlier. So for this demo, we'll start with our SQL endpoint, which will pull vendor data directly into DatumSync. DatumSync also comes with a set of core and special activities that let you manipulate or conditionally route data right inside of the flow. For example, if I only want to sync active vendors, I can simply add a logic switch and select the column I want to filter on. So if we drag this logic switch over here and add it to our data flow, we then have the configuration for that particular activity. So in this particular case, in our vendor data, in the ID, it has a flag in there that says ACT, that means that it's active. So if we determine what to do with the input, we have lots of different conditions we can do in here, but we want to use the contains condition, because if it contains ACT, we know that it's an active vendor and we want to send it downstream into our OnBase system. But for non-active vendors, we don't want to do anything with it. So those will just fall out of the data flow. So I'm going to update that and click Update. So next we need to send that filtered data into OnBase. So we can go to our configured endpoints over here, and we can configure multiple OnBase environments, multiple OnBase endpoints using our OnBase gateway. For this one, I'll drag our on-base dev environment and drop it into our data flow. And now that we have that dropped into our data flow, all we have to do now is map the data. And we can easily do this using the data mapping screen. I can easily match the SQL fields to the on-base document type keywords. So I'll map a few fields here just to kind of show you how quick and intuitive it is. So for the account number, if we go to our vendor data, we can go to an ID that maps to account number. If we go into our vendor data and we go to our city, that maps here. We can also go down here to our name, and we can map our vendor name to our entity full name. And that's how easy it is to map this data downstream. Once everything is mapped, I can set up a schedule, or I can set an interval for the flow to run, or we can run it on demand, and you can easily monitor it in real time within the DatumSync platform. All this from within the same interface. And that's the real power of DatumSync: quick configuration, fast deployment, and seamless integration between business applications. DatumSync was built to make integration simple, fast, and secure, whether you're syncing documents, data, or metadata across systems. What used to take weeks can now be configured in minutes. Thank you all for taking the time and looking at DatumSync.